Australians are falling apart for the West Tigers again, and the latest twist could be the one that pushes their fans over the edge. Word's starting to spread that their captain, their heartbeat, their one bloke who keeps them from completely collapsing, might be packing his bags for a shock return to the Penrith Panthers. Yeah, you heard me right. The same Penrith Panthers he helped turn into a 3-year racking machine. The same club where he became one of the smartest, most dangerous hookers in the comp. The same club that's been quietly missing the spark he brought, even though they've still been winning. And here's the kicker. There's a real chance it could happen. But before we even dive into why, ask yourself this. Why would a captain walk out on a struggling club? Why would he even consider going back to the team he left? And why are people inside the NRL already whispering that this is more than just fan fiction? Stick around, because the deeper you go, the stranger this story gets. And trust me, by the time we reach the end, you're going to be looking at this whole situation with brand new eyes. Now let's break this madness down properly. First thing you've got to understand is this. Apisai Koroisau didn't join the Tigers for fun. He didn't wake up one day and say, yep, I'm going to go from a premiership powerhouse to a club that hasn't sniffed finals footy since the iPhone 6 was a new release. He went because the Tigers paid him massive money and promised him a leadership role, a rebuild, and a chance to shape a young squad. They sold him a vision, a plan, a future. And where's that rebuild now? Still stuck in neutral. Still changing coaches like socks. Still praying for consistency, but never getting it. And deep down, you can't blame a bloke for wondering how many seasons he can waste in a club that keeps restarting the entire project every 6 months. That's the first crack. The first sign that this shock move isn't just a wild take. It's sitting right there under the surface. But now, here's where things get interesting. Penrith. Because you and I both know, Penrith never really replaced him. Mitch Kenny's tough, reliable, plays his role, no doubt. But he's not Appy. He doesn't have that sleight of hand, that deception, that split-second decision-making that wins you tight finals games. And we all remember, Penrith was a different beast when Appy was steering them out of dummy half. They're still a beast now, but a different type. More structured, more predictable, less magic. The Panthers don't say this out loud, obviously. They're too smart for that. But fans see it, pundits see it, and even players have admitted little hints here and there. They miss Appy's craft. They miss his trickiness. They miss his ability to take pressure off Cleary. And if you're Penrith and you suddenly have spare cap money because of recent departures, why wouldn't you at least look at bringing back the bloke who helped you build the greatest dynasty we've seen in modern NRL? Now consider this. Appy never wanted to leave Penrith because he didn't love the place. He loved it. He fit the culture. He gelled with the players. He was part of the DNA. But footy is a business. So
picture Appy,
and the Tigers offered a deal too big to refuse.
How many years have I got left?
That emotional connection,
what's my legacy?
That never dies. Especially not in a sport where the locker room bonds are deeper than fans realise.
Or do I go back to where I won everything?
Here's where this whole thing gets spicy. And this is the part most people aren't paying attention to.
Because
Koroisau is getting older.
The point where loyalty starts
still
fighting
carving
with
up
ambition.
sides, still smarter than half the comp. But he knows he's closer to the end than the start.
Penrith's cap is
and
opening.
older players don't want to waste their final years carrying a team that's still learning how to walk.
This creates the perfect window for a targeted
They want to finish strong.
Not a long-term
They want to be
gamble.
remembered for greatness,
not a rookie,
not frustration.
Not an expensive superstar, but a proven champion who lifts the whole team the moment he steps into the sheds. And if you're Ivan Cleary and you're planning another big push for the premiership in 2026 or 2027, who better to help you do it than the hooker who delivered 3 years of dominance? Making this move wouldn't just make Penrith better, it would make them scary again. And that's exactly why this rumour is starting to grow legs. But wait, here's the twist. The moment of surprise that flips the whole thing on its head. This isn't just about Koroisau wanting out. It's about the Tigers pushing themselves into a corner. Think about it. If the Tigers start losing again, badly, the pressure will be insane. Fans will turn, media will circle like sharks, management will panic. And when there's panic, big contracts become heavy, big salaries become movable pieces. Suddenly, your captain, the man holding the team together, becomes the one asset that can free up money and spark a roster reshuffle. That's when clubs start answering phone calls they once ignored. That's when agents start whispering. That's when doors crack open. And that's when a move like this, a move everyone once laughed at, suddenly becomes real. Now, let's talk about the emotional fuel behind this fire. Penrith fans absolutely worship Koroisau. They know exactly what he meant to that team. They talk about him the way Warriors fans talk about Sean Johnson, the way Storm fans talk about Billy Slater. He wasn't just a player, he was the missing gear that made the machine unstoppable. So imagine the reaction if rumours start heating up. Imagine Penrith's Instagram pages posting reunion edits. Imagine NRL journalists catching wind. Imagine fans begging for it to happen. Pressure like that shapes front office decisions. Make no mistake. Clubs pretend they don't listen. Trust me, they listen. Now, here's the final piece of the puzzle. The thing that pushes this story from maybe to hang on, this could really happen. It's simple. Players want to be happy. And Api was happiest at Penrith. Winning, thriving, loved by the fan base, surrounded by elite players who understood his game, connected to a system built around fast tempo, deceptive ruck speed and relentless pressure. Exactly his style. He knows it. They know it. And the NRL world knows it. So ask yourself this, and be honest. If you were Apisai Koroisau, where would you rather finish your career? Dragging a rebuild uphill? Or returning to the club where you were part of history? That's the biggest cliffhanger of all because he's the only one who truly knows the answer. And he hasn't said no. He hasn't shut it down. He hasn't closed the door. Sometimes silence says everything. So here's where we leave it. Is a return to Penrith guaranteed? No. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. Is the rumour ridiculous? Not when you connect all the dots. In fact, the more you think about it, the more it starts making sense. And these are the exact rumours that explode because they're just believable enough to be dangerous. If this move happens, the entire NRL landscape flips upside down. And you'll remember, you heard it here. Aussie NRL updates. Cheers, legends. See you in the next one.